Good afternoon and welcome to Ad Age Remotely. I'm Adrienne Pasquarelli, Senior Reporter here at Ad Age. Today I'm joined by Carolyn Aronson, founder of It's a 10 Haircare, which is one of the only Latina-owned beauty brands in business today. Hi Carolyn, thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, Adrienne. Thank you for having me.
Before we get started, I wanted to remind our viewers that if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in our social channels, and we'll do our best to get to them during the conversation. And let us know where you're watching from. So, Carolyn, you started out as a hairdresser before launching the hair care line. How did you make that transition, and what advice would you give to budding entrepreneurs?
You know, it's interesting, all of my years behind the chair and probably the frustrations I had behind the chair with products kind of led me to migrate into the hair product manufacturing world. I kind of fell into it. I had a partner who was in the sales end of it, and just kind of he thought, well, let's try to make our own line, and that's exactly what happened. So in my advice would be to surround yourself with really smart people and people that you can learn from, because I had never created a hair product line before. So obviously the first few years were really big learning curve, and you just really have to be ready to be a sponge and soak up everything you possibly can and kind of get your hands deep down into it all and be prepared to work hard.
And do you sell your brand both directly to consumers and through wholesale, or just one or the other?
That's a great question, because initially the first pretty much the first 10 years of our existence in the industry, it was mainly just to distributors to salons, and salons to the public. So most of our avenues of distribution was through the professional channels. Since then, the lines have melded a lot. In 2017, I became the sole owner of It's a 10 Hair Care. I bought my partner out. And at that time is when I ventured into creating an e-commerce platform and going direct to consumer at that point. So for the last 5 years, I've been doing that.
And how has that been working out going through that direct to consumer route?
You know, it's been really good for us, especially when COVID hit. I was fortunate enough to have the platform already up and running for a couple of years, whereas a lot of professional hair care brands hadn't really delved that deeply into it. It's a huge expense. It's a huge undertaking, and it does take a couple of years to kind of get it up and running and really to build the platform properly. So it's worked out great for me during those times when a lot of my distributors were shut down. It was a great avenue for people to still be able to get the product. Some of my what I call retail distributors, so like the Ulta and the big chains, they also had an e-commerce platform, so that also helped us.
What would you say the ecosystem is like for BIPOC owned beauty brands in retail? Has that evolved at all over the last few years?
You know, I think it completely has evolved, and I think it's continuing to evolve. And I find it really interesting as a Latina owned brand from the get go. I really created the products to be for all hair types, having those types of hair in my world, in my community, in my own family, having done all types of hair behind the chair. I made sure that my products were always for all types of hair. So I find it interesting now that there's the platform and the avenues of distribution for ethnically owned brands and ethnically owned products are really expanding. I'm absolutely thrilled about it. I'm thrilled about the communities themselves embracing their own natural hair, their own natural textures, their own natural beauty. And so I think it's great how not only have there been more and more ethnically owned brands and ethically driven brands, whether it's in makeup, creating all kinds of colors, or whether it's in hair products for all hair textures. But I think it's great within the venture world how the actual companies are being much more supported. You see a lot of venture companies wanting to actually invest in these types of very specific brands because they want to support the ethnic community. So I love it.
And there's obviously a customer base out there that hadn't been tapped earlier. So
They've been
it's good for that
deprived.
too.
Yeah, not only have they not been tapped, but they've literally been deprived. I believe there's been a lot of frustration. So it's great that we can address that now.
Can you tell us a little bit about It's a Ten's work with Trevor Project and what you did tied to National Coming Out Day, which was yesterday?
Yeah, so I'm super excited about this particular product that we created, a special edition 10-ounce Miracle Leave-In product, which is our number one selling SKU in our company. We sell over 17 million bottles a year of that particular SKU. So I know when I make a special edition to it, it's going to really help fund whatever charity I choose. And the Trevor Project is just an amazing foundation that has been around for quite a while now, but they support the LGBTQ community in mental health and young people, obviously supporting them through suicide prevention. And so it's something our community really needs to address. We need to support, and we need to squash it if we can. So doing everything possible to work on that.
And it was a custom designed bottle and line, is that right?
Yes, yes. So if you see it on the shelf, it'll pop out. It's very colorful, of course. It's designed by Victor Garcia, an amazing artist. It's just got a whole different vibe to it. And no, I'm super excited about it and happy to support this great cause.
And you also celebrated Love Your Hair Day earlier this month. What is that? Tell us a little bit about the day and how you guys celebrated it.
It's not that early. We actually created National Love Your Hair Day on the book of calendars. It's on October 10th, so it's just a couple days ago. And so every year since we created it in 2000, and I think it was 2017 or 18, we created that holiday. Not only does my brand celebrate it, but we found that other brands around the world have started celebrating it. So it's really a great way to acknowledge our crowns, what they mean to us, how we should celebrate them. And every year we do something amazing. This year we gave 50% off our entire website, knowing that, it's hard times for people and there's nothing better than a great hair day. So I was happy to really make sure that people could get in there and stock up on their It's a 10 hair care. Other years, we've flown a blimp over Coachella. We actually did a Times Square, gave out thousands of bottles. We've created a scholarship fund during COVID and gave $10,000 to 5 different people, hairdressers that made a big impact in the community during COVID. Some of them actually stopped being hairdressers and went into nursing because they had dual careers. So we've done all different types of things over the years, and we're just always happy to celebrate it.
It's a great way to connect with your customer base.
Absolutely, and hopefully get some new ones. I think we've just scratched the surface as a brand. So,
well, you mentioned some hard times for consumers amid the current state of the economy. How are you planning for some of the uncertainties moving into next year?
well, obviously, we stock up on our actual bottles and ingredients, and we prepare for those possible times where, like we've ran into in the past, maybe not being able to get the supplies as readily. So we make sure we do that. But really, it's all about staying connected with the consumer, listening to them, helping them understand how to use the products more in a way where they can maybe make them stretch a little bit longer. How if we run sales, we make sure everybody knows about it. We also I think the entire beauty industry is going towards a new direction in wellness. So the products I'm creating are a little different. Recently, we just launched a new scalp collection, and it's all about that really healthy scalp. It has tingle, it has natural ingredients that really promote that healthy scalp to help the healthy hair. I think what people are finding is they really want to use amazing products at home more. And so that's what we do. We create treatments, we create conditioners, we create amazing products that really make people's hair feel instantly better. And when you have that, you're noticing it, it's growing longer, it's healthier, and you feel better about your hair. And you can use these treatments at home. So even during COVID, that's when we actually exploded, because we were a treatment-based hair product line. And so that's when people, I think, really got even more connected with the brand, understanding how bringing this one bottle home can transform your hair.
Yeah, there's really nothing like a good hair day, and it's great.
That's right.
Definitely something to celebrate. It makes a lot of sense to be doing a lot of marketing education for your customers around how to make products last longer, because it is so easy. You don't know how many like pumps of a bottle or things like that. So that makes a lot of
That's
sense to
right.
be doing that.
That's right. Yeah, it is. It's really important. I think, obviously we create something that goes down the drain. So why waste it, right? And if it is, a little more expensive, but yet it's so good, you have to have it. Understand how you can maybe make it, last a little bit longer, use it in different ways to help support your hair, maybe not washing as much, or, there's all different kinds of things you could do.
Have you had to raise prices at all? Or is that something you anticipate?
We have gingerly. Some of the price increases we have felt, we have not fully passed along. I just couldn't seem to do that. I'm hoping that our world gets back a little bit to the ways that it was before. So we have very gingerly, and some of them we haven't at all. So we're consciously really making sure we are not doing massive price increases.
If you're just joining us, I'm Adrienne Pasquarelli with Ad Age, and I'm joined by Carolyn Aronson of It's a 10 Haircare. A reminder, if you have questions, please leave them in the feed. So, Carolyn, what is your marketing strategy heading into the holiday season? I know it's only October, but we're already seeing so many campaigns trickle out, and Amazon Prime Day this week. So, how are you thinking about the holidays and your strategy?
Well, we actually have created some great like little trios and package deals. And really, so not only obviously making it more affordable for people, but maybe getting them to actually try some other products that we have. So that's a lot of our promos that we've created, especially, we recently went into Sally Beauty. We're in Ulta, we're in a lot of these chain stores that really have those amazing promotions during the holidays, and everyone looks for them, possibly even giving them as gifts. So we're really, really supporting that category, making sure that we have some great package deals and different products that people will want to try.
Would you say that you're doing or thinking about doing more promotions this year than in previous years in an effort to entice some of those consumers who are worried about prices?
Yeah, I think we already have. I mean, we're at the end of the year for sure. And throughout the year, I think this year we did some of the most promotions we've ever done in the history of the company. And like I said, on top of it, giving other promotions on our website. So yes, absolutely supporting people, and being able to, have that little bit of flexibility where either they can maybe buy something on sale or buy something in a trio to help that extra, financially conscious person. It's like, you're going to stock up a little bit, during the holidays, or try a trio instead.
What about from a branding perspective? Are there any particular channels that you found to be especially effective? Are you doing any work on TikTok, for example?
I am so excited about TikTok. I love TikTok. And we have been on all of the social platforms previously, but I have, originally, I think TikTok, a lot of people thought, oh, it's just like, it started off for little kids, and it really has grown into this amazing platform that's engaging all types of people, all walks of life. And obviously even, the younger, it's a platform where older and younger can just be real on. And so, and I love authentic engagement. We have a lot of, that's how I built this company, just on people loving the products and talking about it. So we're a super good fit for that. But ultimately, yeah, we have adventured on these platforms. We are doing amazing on them. And I'm super, super excited to be a part of them, truthfully. I love technology, I love newness, and I love it when obviously the platforms can really engage directly with the consumer and have that realness about it. So that's a perfect fit for my brand.
What's an example of some of the work that you're doing on TikTok? Are you doing anything with influencers, or what could I expect to see if I was trying to search for it?
We absolutely are, especially, I recently just launched a coily collection. So, and that particular collection is the kind of collection where you use the products and you're seeing those really instant results, where the hair goes from really maybe a more frizzier state to a really smooth, silky, coily state. So, anytime you can have those instant results and really show them, it's a great way to focus and show how great the products are. So we are using influencers, but it's a very organic, like they usually like, I like your products, can I feature them for you? And some of them are relationships. We also make a makeup line, so via 10 cosmetics, we have it within the makeup categories as well, some amazing makeup artists showing the makeup that we carry. So yeah, anytime. Actually, we have extensions, so somebody just created some content for the extension. So it's a combination of possibly even a paid influencer, all the way to just really organic, would you like to try our products and post if you like them?
And a lot of how-tos and things like that.
Absolutely. Those instant results. Anytime you can literally like, I'm in the shower, I'm doing this, I get out, I put this on, or I'm using this eyeshadow and it looks like this. That is when you're going to get that really authentic engagement, that's what I think that people get, that when it's a little more staged and not as naturally organic, people feel that.
How would you say you're evolving your marketing strategy, especially as you think about 2023? I mean, which channels do you expect to continue to invest a little more in with your budget? What's your plan?
I mean, like I mentioned, obviously, probably gonna go heavier into TikTok, but really, we're gonna keep across the board still engaging on all levels. I think it's important. The Instagram, the Google ads, the Facebook ads, we do it all, and that's what I'm saying. To build a true e-commerce platform and to really engage with the consumer is expensive. And so you have to really, I've owned this company for 17 years. So I remember the print ad days, we're putting a lot of money into these print magazines, and the whole world has completely changed and we've changed with it. And I'm super, super excited to be a part of it, because I just love the results and the realness of it and the real time of it. I mean, as soon as I launch something, I can pump it across all social media and have that instant education on it, and knowledge that it's just come out and people get excited. So that's the fun of the industry.
And it's a great way to test and learn, really react quickly to what people seem to be engaging with. What about, you mentioned print. Do you do any print or out of home, TV, some of those more traditional marketing channels?
No, not anymore. We
Not
don't.
anymore. It does
Not
make sense,
anymore.
really.
Yeah, no,
What
it's
about
not the same.
what about subscription or membership programs? I know that's an area where a lot of brands are investing heavily. Is that something that you do or are
Sure.
thinking about?
Absolutely. Anytime you're directly engaging with your consumer, it's really, really important that you keep that relationship flowing, and you let them know you appreciate them. And so we not only do we have an info at It's a 10 Hair Care on our site to actually be able to directly engage with the consumer, but we also have like a loyalty program or a membership where you can put your information in. You're directly connected with the company at that time. So anytime we have a new product line, or it's your birthday, we reach out. I mean, just any way to acknowledge that we appreciate each and every consumer. The people that all have loved It's a 10 for so many years. Like I mentioned, this company is now 17 years old. So I'm super, super directly involved with my consumers. If they write in questions, I personally answer them, as well as just acknowledging them, appreciating them, making sure they get loyalty points and the good deals.
You can't argue with those birthday promotions, those birthday
That's
messages.
right.
That's great. Are you thinking about anything like the metaverse or NFTs, and are they expected to play a role in your marketing strategy in the future or near future at all?
That's a great question, because originally when all of that started, I was like so doubtful, of course, when people were paying so much money for NFTs, and then obviously how they built the metaverse around the NFTs. And eventually I partaked, of course. I ended up buying NFTs, and I find it really, really exciting. I own land in the metaverse, and I absolutely think it's here to stay. I know it's going through certain transitions right now, but as our entire economy is. But I do believe that it's really a fun and unique way to engage. And yeah, I definitely want a little It's a 10 hair salon in the metaverse.
So that's something we can look out for maybe next year.
That's right, maybe.
It does seem like beauty lends itself well to some of the virtual marketing that's going on out there.
Hey, if they can have a nightclub in the metaverse, they need a hair salon.
Um, you mentioned earlier some of the changes in consumer behavior that you saw during the pandemic, and so many people started doing their hair at home. Do you think that that's still the case for your customers? Are people still stocking up doing things at home, or are they, going out to salons again as well?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think that people did return to the salon and they were really glad to reconnect with their hairdresser, because there's nothing better than, going and receiving any type of service, beauty service, period. It lifts your soul up, and that's what we do for a living. Um, but I also do believe that people learned how to do more of their own services at home, and I think we still kind of have this little bit of a home buddy bug still in us from COVID. So I think it's a combination. I think that they also really discovered that using good hair care or good products at home can make a really, great result. So taking that extra time to do a hair mask at your, own home, and pampering yourself at your own home, I do believe is a way of the future that will never leave now. And I think that entire world is going, the bar is going to be raised on these at home services and treatments that you bring home and have almost like a higher end experience in your own shower. Um, I've seen, the concepts of having QR codes on your shampoo bottle and having aromatherapy be involved in your shampoo and your conditioners, and then having those actually that QR code to play like a really meditative or a spa like music. So you're actually creating your own spa in your shower as you're having, the aromatherapy service. So I do believe it's going to become more and more, and it's going to only get better and better. The hairdresser or the spa or the facialist or the makeup artist is never going to go away, though. No one can do it as good as a professional, and we all crave that. So that's the beauty of our industry.
It feels like the hybrid model is the best solution to kind of do it at home, do it there, and it helps financially as well.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I think people have enjoyed it. They've actually named Sundays as like your treatment day. It's your you day, and so that's created a whole nother way of living for people. Where it's your meditation day, it's your hair treatment day, it's your facial day, and so I think it's great. I think we've learned to slow down a little bit, and I think it's a great way to live.
Well, we are almost out of time, but I have one last question for you. It's a 10 made a splash with a Super Bowl ad in 2017. Do you have any plans to return to the game this February?
Not this February, but never say never. I may do it again. We were the first professional hair care brand to have ever done a Super Bowl. And it was an amazing commercial. If anyone can Google it and actually check it out, it was a beauty commercial shot in black and white. and it was really about the unity of the beauty of America of all hair types. So it's a really unique commercial, and I think it's all about making a statement if you're going to do something like that. So it might be time for us to make a statement again.
Great. Well, Carolyn, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks also to our Ad Age live stream dream team, Lauren Chiardio, Arabella Breck, and Anna Sekula. Don't forget to register for our upcoming CMO conference, which will take place in person in New York City on December 7th. You can find out more details on adage.com/CMO. Thanks for watching.